You had mentioned previously the power of roots and the Holocaust on television. What was your experience in producing or acting as a consultant for Holocaust movies or documentaries?
Look, I'm usually invited as a consultant for those who want to do it right. And that is that, and my first, I get consulted very often by those who want to do it. And my first piece of advice is don't add drama, let the drama speak forth. And that is that the real falsification occurs when people want to invent drama instead of let the drama of the event itself come forth. I tell a very humorous story, which is my wife came into our marriage with a handyman. And in fact, we have a handyman working as we speak today at home. And the handyman one day came to my wife and said, you know, Melissa, it would be wiser and cheaper and faster if you called me before your husband started to fix things. Humiliating me in all sorts of ways, but not that he was wrong. I don't dispute that he was 100% accurate. So I once participated in a film in which they came to me afterwards. And when they came to me afterwards, they had the Polish Jews with yellow stars. But Poles didn't wear yellow stars, they wore white armbands. They had the Jewish stars before the German invasion of Poland. By the time I was finished telling them how to make it accurate, I told them the story and they laughed because we could have saved you an awful lot of money if we did it first and then made the film. And consequently, they've given that advice to other people. And it's not that I help avoid, it's not that I am able to influence the process. I help sometimes avoiding mistakes. I make several of my own films. And in fact, the best films I've ever made are films that made themselves. You mentioned One Survivor Remembers with the late, great, wonderful Gerda Klein. It took very little talent. All it did was we had to recognize her talent and get the hell out of the way. Once you put her in front of the camera, it was magic. And she had an incredible story to tell. I have won 2 Oscars in 2 documentaries in which I can tell you it took 0 talent. It only took the recognition of talent. 2 Emmys, not Oscars, I'm sorry. It only took the recognition of talent and letting the survivor speak forth. So I have learned to appreciate the material and to use film as a technique for presenting this material to audiences that are not going to come to my lectures, that are not going to read books, and not going to attend museums, because we live in a generation which wants it all and wants it all on its living room couch. And one of the worst things that was developed was the clicker, which essentially means that if you don't get them interested in the first 2 minutes, you lose them. And consequently, you have to do everything imaginable to keep their interest. But survivors' testimony keeps their interest. And the Shoah is of such power that it deals with issues of life and death, with issues of ultimacy. And consequently, it also retains a very unique and very distinct power.